You are Locked On Sooners, your daily podcast on the Oklahoma Sooners. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Thanks again for making Locked On Sooners your first listen every single day. Shout out to all the everydayers out there tuning in. Subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. We're part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Our guy Jay is out of town this week. He'll be back with us next week full time, enjoying some nice family time, getting to spend some good quality time with the fam. So hope Jay's enjoying his trip. But we got to talk about this. Our guy Brian Smith over at the Portal here on the Locked On Network dropped his top 12 head coach recruiters in college football. And your boy Brent Venables came in on the list at number 12. Number 1, Kirby Smart. Number 2, Mario Cristobal. Ryan Day at 3. Dan Lanning at 4. James Franklin at 5. Marcus Freeman 6. Hugh Freeze 7. Dabo Sweeney 8. Fran Brown 9. Lane Kiffin 10. Mike Elko 11. And 1 Brent Venables at 12. And it's not shocking to me to see Brent Venables on this list. We've seen what he's been capable of at Oklahoma on the recruiting trail. You can look at the team recruiting rankings for the 2025 cycle and maybe have some issue with where Brent Venables might be ranked. But remember, that was a light class. In the first few seasons at Oklahoma, he was taking 22 to 25 kids in the recruiting classes. He only went with 18 in the 2025 cycle. As you know, the Alston House case is nearing a settlement, and we're looking at roster limitations. I think preparation for that, and then also understanding like, hey, we've got a lot of guys coming back. We got a lot of guys that we're retaining on the roster that are going to limit some of the space that we have. So it took a little bit lighter class, but it had star power in it. Michael Fasusi, Ryan Foje, right? Elijah Thomas out of Chakotah, Torrey Blaylock down there from Humble, Texas. You got some big time talents as a part of this class. And it just goes to show what Brent Venables is capable of. Remember, that 2022 class, we're about to see it pay huge dividends in 2025. And that doesn't happen, one, unless Brent Venables is able to identify the talent, him and his assistants, and then retain that talent. Robert Spears Jennings, R. Mason Thomas, Kip Lewis, Kobe McKenzie. Kobe McKenzie in particular, like that's a guy that's been on this roster since 2022. And he's been willing to play a rotational role, bide his time, develop behind Danny Stutzman, and then get ready for his opportunity. And now the time has come for Kobe McKenzie to step up and take on a leadership role with this team, be the Mike linebacker, and show out like everybody's expecting him to. Kip Lewis is a guy that's been around. He's been on this roster. R. Mason Thomas. I mean, all these guys had opportunities to go elsewhere. And so Brent Venables being one of the best recruiters in college football is not a shock. The dude's been recruiting his entire life. Like for 25, 26 years, he's been a defensive stalwart in college football and has recruited some really, really great talent, both the high blue chip talent, but he's also unearthed some really good players that were either unrated or 3-star prospects according to the recruiting rankings. He's a great evaluator of defensive talent in particular, but I think what sets Brent Venables apart is that ability to recruit the parents, recruit the families, not just recruit the player and not just recruit the athlete, recruit the heart. He's talked about it on a number of occasions. The whole reason behind Soul Mission is to recruit the whole person, not just recruit the player, recruit and develop the whole person. And I think we're seeing that play out at Oklahoma. And that's a big reason why you're seeing such good retention under Brent Venables at Oklahoma. Do you have transfer portal departures? Absolutely. You're going to have that. Are there questions over some of the recruiting decisions? Sure. Have certain players not panned out? Some didn't pan out. Some haven't yet. I think you could go to every program and you can find that. But we've seen Brent Venables have 3 top 10 classes. The 2022, 2023, 2024 classes were all top 10. And then that 2025 class finished top 20. But he's done a really good job. I mean, he's landed 5-star prospects. David Stone, PJ Adebaware, Peyton Bowen, Michael Fasusi, Jackson Arnold. You know, the Jackson Arnold decision, okay, going from Dylan Gabriel to Arnold, you can question that. But you can't question his ability to recruit. He's done a really good job at that. Going back and looking at this list, I mean, I have no issue with Kirby Smart at 1. I mean, the guy is arguably the best head coach in college football. Mario Cristobal at number 2 doesn't surprise me. I felt like he's always been a really good recruiter, even dating back to his time at Oregon. Ryan Day at Ohio State, he's a really good recruiter. And these guys have good assistants that recruit well as well. It's not just on the head coach. Their assistants are doing really good work out there on the recruiting trail. Dan Lanning might be a little exuberant at times, get out over his skis and some of his excitement, like jumping in the pool with a commit and then that guy decommitting like 2 weeks later. But Dan Lanning's a good recruiter. The one surprise on here, or that's not on here, is Steve Sarkisian. And I'm not going to sit here and like praise Texas because I don't want to do that. That's not fun to do on Locked On Sooners. I did it enough when we met with the squad show on the SEC squad show for this week. My apologies, Sooner Nation. But you can't sign a top class, a top 2 or 3 class, without getting some praise for it. I get Texas has got all the money in the world. At the same time, you got to be able to put that money to use. You got to evaluate the talent well, and you've got to be able to develop it. If Steve Sarkisian's not getting the benefit of the doubt because of the NIL capabilities of Texas, then why is Mario Cristobal? Why is Mike Elko, who comes in at number 11 on this list? Why is, Dan Lanning not getting the benefit of the doubt on the NIL front? NIL is a part of the game. It's not some dirty word. It's not something that we have to like keep in the closet and never talk about. No, we can talk about it. It's out in the open. It's public. Kids are getting paid to play. So why Steve Sarkisian's not on this list is kind of odd to me. But again, another guy, Brian Kelly, not on this list. Kind of odd to me. Is it probably pretty easy to recruit at places like LSU and Texas? Probably. But it's also fairly easy at this point to recruit to a place like Georgia that's had as much success as it's had, or Ohio State that's had as much success as it's had under Ryan Day. So the fact that Sark's not considered a top 12 recruiter is curious, but Brian Smith is out there. I mean, he's going to all the camps. He's talking to all the kids. He's talking to the families. He's talking to high school coaches as well. And he's getting a lot of input and insight into what some of these head coaches are doing out there on the recruiting trail. Brent Venables at 12 and no Sark. I mean, I ain't going to hate it. I'm not going to lie. Again, we know what Brent Venables is capable of as a recruiter, and he's done a really, really good job at Oklahoma. Now it's just about getting wins on the football field. Doesn't matter how many wins you have on the recruiting trail. If you don't get wins on the football field, it's not going to matter for much. So Brent Venables, I just need you to go win, man. Go win 10, 11 games this year. Get yourself into the playoff and, cast aside all those doubters and all the worry warts that think Oklahoma can never win a national championship again. Just go do it this year. Just go win it all, hush everybody up, and then we can just move on and talk ball. Don't have to talk hot seat stuff anymore. The Women's College World Series, not for Oklahoma. The offseason has started. 2 players have entered the portal. We'll discuss those 2 next. And will Oklahoma be active in the portal? Coming up next here on Locked On Sooners.